Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fantasy Baseball Experience podcast for Matchup 8. I'm sure you guys are surprised at the two guests I have on the screen here. We have Mitchell Jones and Kinsley Brogdon together, sharing the stage, both drinking wine. They have so much more in common than we would ever believe. Mitchell, you're
Cheers,
fighting for
Mitch.
the scoring spot right now. How's it going, man? Good to see you.
It's going pretty good.
You look like you're Michael Jordan living life.
Yeah, I'm just excited to be back.
Good. I mean, it's good having you, man. And Kinsley just got out of a cold plunge outside. She is trying to better herself right now, and looks like your team's paying dividends. Good seeing you. What's going on in your life?
Nothing much. Just watching some baseball.
Why didn't you do the cold plunge? I'm curious.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
Oh, he did.
Yeah, every night, dude. Every night.
Every night for like the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I got her into it, and it takes her a while to get into it, but she did it this time. She did it. Right now, we kind of have a top scorer dogfight going on. Logan couldn't make the podcast anyways. He's at a concert tonight. But Mitchell, you and him are going back and forth. He's got you by 1 point right now. He's got Ozuna playing. You got Olsen playing. So, strikeouts and hits are popping up and going back and forth. But either way, great week out of both of y'all. Mitch, I want to start with you. Your neighbor growing up, dude's coming in. He's been talking shit all season. All of a sudden, he's taking over, getting all this respect. How did it feel to beat Frosty Boy this week?
Well, I just want to start off by thanking God, thanking Jesus. Without him, beating Frosty Boy would have never been possible. But, I think it was just a matter of time. My team just played like they should. Will didn't have a bad week, but I think overall this is what I expect out of the boys, and I expect this going forward. So I should see you very soon.
So part of your expectations, I'm wondering, do you think this is going to be consistent? Your big guy this week, Jorge Soler with 41 off waivers. You don't think he can keep that up, right? I mean, the rest of the team played well, but
I do think Mike Trout can pick it up and make up for some of those points. So I don't think that's
fair. And Trey Turner's finally turning around for you. I know it's been some dark ages. He seemed to be getting some hits. He's not hitting for any crazy power, but he's getting on base. He's stealing bases.
Yeah, and I think I'm just gonna stack the Rays players because why would you not? So I'm gonna keep
Best
Josh.
offense in baseball.
I mean, why not? They're studs. And I think I have a pitching staff that can rotate pretty well. Have a decent bit of confidence in my guys. Freddie Peralta, a little hit or miss, but definitely not worth dropping him right now. So I think we look good. I think we're in a good spot. And I think who else do I got? I got Jazz coming back, which is hit or miss, but you never know with him. So
could be huge though. Could be a big upgrade. And Freed, who knows? Maybe he'll be back around the All-Star break or something for you. That's a big guy that'll come down the line.
I tried to dish him to Kevin. So Kevin and I almost had a trade that was Freed for Eflin. Almost took it.
Gotcha. I'm trying to trade for you right now. I really thought my Yu Darvish trade was going to get accepted, but apparently not. Gets declined. I was trying to trade Bryce Miller on the high. Speaking of trading high, Eovaldi, he's been a dog. Are you trying to trade him high? I know there's
Eovaldi for Bryce Miller, and you didn't take it.
Yeah, Eovaldi's boring to me. Like, I think him and Bryce Miller are the same kind of person. Eovaldi's obviously a vet, and Bryce Miller's the first guy coming up, but they're both playing over their heads, and I don't.
Are they?
I mean,
Eovaldi's Statcast looks good too. I mean, he's always been an innings guy. So even if he gives up a couple runs, he'll get like 7, 8 innings out of it. He plays for a good team.
Yeah, he's on a good team.
If he's hot, he's hot. I mean, he throws a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, so he's not like some like garbage pitcher, and he'll always get Bryce Miller because he's a rookie. So your logic, I just don't understand. But I guess you
don't want to tune in to watch Nathan Eovaldi.
You don't have to. You can just look at those 35 points that he gave you and just smile.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at on him. So you telling me you're confident in him? You want to stick with him a little bit, or are you interested in shopping him around?
I mean, I'm cool with him. I mean, he hasn't, even against the Braves lineup, he did well. So
yeah, he did. And that's one of my worries. Bryce Miller next week's got the Yankees and the Rangers. That's a scary one. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We about to have a cat on camera.
Nah, he's just eating the tomato plant.
Kinsley, we'll move on to you. 2 wins in a row. You were looking down the barrel at 1-6 a couple weeks ago. Real close matchup. Now you're going to be sitting at 3-5.
Heck
Are
yeah.
you still real scared about making the playoffs? Are you feeling more comfortable, or is the urgency definitely still there? You want to make some moves and better your team?
Yeah, I think the urgency is still there. I absolutely cannot feel comfortable sitting at 3-5, right? I feel better getting 2 wins under my belt after going on a 5-game losing streak. That's pretty awful. So 2 wins feels good, but I definitely feel like there's still a sense of urgency in trying to make a move here soon. I am excited that I do have Altuve back. He has been able to contribute a little bit. I also saw he was out for a couple of days this week, listed his day-to-day due to illness. I think he had the stomach bug. So that was great. First week back, gets that.
Too many tacos.
Yeah. So he's back though, but hoping that we'll get to see a good bit of momentum from him and some of the other hitters and pitchers that'll propel me into the playoffs.
Yeah. Order
Well,
Rodriguez is going to propel you into the playoffs.
To
Yeah.
who?
Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
Some real studs you got there.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, since that trade, Cease has looked awful, and Erod had looked bad as well, but he had a decent game this past outing. So
He threw 15 today. But we'll see.
I'd be lying if I said I knew what Cease's last game was. I'm sure he pitched. He had to have pitched today or yesterday, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I say it was yesterday.
He had 4
and I
today
kind
against the
Today.
at the Tigers, the best hitter-friendly matchup there is. He had 4 points. So
Oof. So that must have been Cease versus Erod because he was playing today and he had 15.
there you go. I mean,
So
that lays it out.
all right.
Part of your pitching was obviously there's a lot of talks of you being a dirty fantasy player, and it shines through on your team. You got Domingo Herman. He gets the sticky stuff ban. He's clearly cheating. He already got caught once for it, and they gave him a hush hush. Comes back out again. He has to sit out 10 games. He's coming back next week. Are you going to start him, or are you a little worried he's going to lose the juice without the sticky stuff?
Yeah, I feel like that I want to start him to just see and figure out, like, is he worth anything without it? We know that, I mean, it was the same thing with Cole and Scherzer, right? When they came back, they, threw for very minimal points. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I think I had Garrett Cole before when he got called for this, and he came out the next game and threw for like 2 points. So anything with a 2-start pitcher, I feel like for me, I'm at the spot where I have to take the risk to try to throw as many 2 starts as possible. Although you do try to weigh out if it's a bad 2 starts versus one really good solid start, I would definitely start the 1 starter, but I think I've got to try it this week.
I appreciate you bringing up Cole because it reminded me, I had pointed out since Herman got busted, Cole's last 2 games against the Orioles, 5 innings, 5 earned runs, and then against the Padres, 6 innings, 5 earned runs. I bet he's got a history.
I bet he got to talk him to.
And I bet the Yankees are cracking down on that with the Herman suspension. And I'm worried if Cole's going to suffer for that because Benton, good God, his team cannot take a Garrett Cole going down. He had 10 starts this week and could not even beat me. He's not looking good. Mitchell, what do you think about Benton's team? I see you wanting to chime in over there.
I mean, well, first I was just still looking at Kensley's team. I'm just flabbergasted to why you start Logan Webb or Jordan Montgomery over Logan Webb. But
again, we're at the spot where you got to try 2 starts over Solomon. Also, Logan Webb was day-to-day. He did pull something in his back last week. So they were thinking that he was even going to miss his start this week. And he ended up getting pushed back from Thursday to Saturday. So I didn't want to take a chance of having a 0 and him going on the IL versus trying to start Montgomery. Montgomery might get dropped waivers this week.
Understandably, but Stroud, I want to say that you guys have sketchy trades, and because you guys do, I think Ethan runs your team still, but I digress.
No, he does not.
He would not be 3-5, first of all.
So Stroud just somehow makes worse trades than everybody I've ever seen. He just has the worst takes I've ever heard of. And I mean, his team's starting to reflect that. It was just a matter of time. Like Sonny Gray was going to be a stud. Come on. Come on.
Dude, this week he had Cole, Bassett, Smiley, and Dunning were all on a 2-start. And then you say might have been a 2-start also?
And my man's still starting Kikuchi. Like,
he's just begging for starts. Like if he just got a freaking 8th inning guy for a decent team at this point, it would be better than throwing Kikuchi and Dunning out there, just seeing what happens.
Dunning,
Underperforming. I think Cole's getting a sticky stuff breakdown happening. And besides that, it is a dark, dark place that his team is sitting at. So
he doesn't have anyone. She's got McCullers coming back, but I had McCullers when he came back last year, and he was not great. So
I mean, he's a solid pitcher. He's not going to be a team profile changer. I mean, what is he, the 4th pitcher for the Astros? And
I mean,
it's probably their 5.
Tragedy what's happened to Alek Manoah. I feel for Stroud as a Trey Turner owner. I do feel for him, but I think I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and there's no light for Alek Manoah. So
yeah, he just seems to keep getting worse.
Yeah, but if he drops him, then someone will pick him up, and God bless that poor soul.
Well,
I mean, he's the type of person too. It's like if you have an open spot for somebody you're willing to drop, are you willing to pick him up and just kind of sit him and see how he ends up doing later in the season, or is he somebody you don't want to touch with the 10-foot pole and leave him?
Well, I mean, if you got a good bench, then your bench pitcher should be pretty hot. So, like, am I gonna drop this hot pitcher right now for Alek Manoah?
Yeah, -6, 11, -13, -4, 0, 8.
Especially when pitching is so valuable right now because there's so many hurt players. So
no, I'm with you. I feel like everyone's kind of like, do I go for a little Manoah trade? But do we really want Manoah? Like, can you really buy that low on him right now? I don't think you can.
Yeah, I can.
He's 1-5.
I wouldn't even give him Tanner Bybee for Alek Manoah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I've been trying to put together trades, and that's pretty much it. It's like the young prospect that might pan out, but I'd rather have a Manoah kind of.
I don't know. My young prospect's a stud. So is yours. So I mean,
Yeah,
Bryce,
I'm not even
Miller, taking Miller.
But Kinsley, one thing that we know is always bad on all your teams every year is your names. So I wanted to have a little segment here. Mitchell, if you come up with something, feel free to send it my way. I have 4 current team name options for you. You don't have to pick one, but I just want to kind of bounce them your way and see what you think about them. And maybe it's something that'll make your roster change next week. So the first one sent to us by someone in the league is Jose pays no rent. This is obviously because your boy Jose Altuve. You don't seem crazy about that one. I got trade Freddie for pitching. I think that could be a good team name for you. You need to.
Did that come from Logan?
Don't worry about who it came from. Just
Freddie's off the table.
Man, he already got called out. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Your pitching's rough. You go ahead and manifest it out in the world. Let everybody know you're looking for trades.
Not for Freddie.
The collusion crew.
Absolute crap. Absolute crap.
Got a good.
I feel like I just want to like buy into it though, just because y'all are so annoying about it.
I'm saying.
But I can't stoop to being that low.
I don't know. I think you've stooped pretty low before. So
freaking telling other people what players to pick up for trades, and that's gross, man.
Don't even start.
It is gross.
Don't even start all that.
So, and then my recommendation, I think that you need to add Jose Miranda off of waivers, and you should make your team Jose and Jose B. You like that one? See, that was a good one.
I do love that joke.
Okay, there we go. Mitchell, you have any last name ideas for?
None that I can think of.
Well, without further ado, I'm going to share my screen here, and we are going to start our power rankings. And so since Mitchell and Logan are in this dogfight for first, we're just going to do what we did last week.
Can I get the first rank?
So do you want to rank the first overall person?
Yeah, I do.
You want to go from 1 down to 12 this time instead? We'll do that, and I'll let you start at 1.
Okay.
And then we'll bounce all the way down to 12. So that way Kinsley can wait all the way to the end until she says her name.
First is an obvious one.
All right. Well, we will. I'm going to share my screen over here while Mitchell's doming that.
Finish that one off, Mitchell.
And
where's the bottle?
The bottle is empty. So.
All righty, Mitchell, give us a go. Number 1 in your power rankings. Who are you going with?
That's so tiny. I'm sure Kinsley's used to seeing tiny things, but first I'm just gonna have to go with Logan.
Number 1 in your power rankings goes to balls deep.
Yes, it does.
Wow. I mean, look, this week he obviously showed out, but he's got the same record as Kinsley.
What are you talking about, bro? His team is nasty.
I know. I get it. His bats are ridiculous. He's got Scherzer coming back looking good. Glasnow's coming back. I know he's dirty. I wish he was here to fend for himself. But it's like his team's like an off-on switch. Like it just shuts down some weeks.
It's because we're in a points league. If we were in Roto, it would be a little bit more accurate.
Fair. Hey, my first win was against Logan, start off the season.
Players are so up and down. But, I mean, he's got a good core of players. So, like Yandy Diaz, that's Juan DeFranco, Rizzo, India, Cedric Mullins. And I don't hate his pitching staff. So
I know. Well, I agree with you there.
I can get behind that.
Kinsley, I'll let you have the number 2 spot. And should we go ahead and say you're not allowed to pick yourself? Make it a little more interesting. That way Kinsley doesn't not make himself on last place, you know?
Well, I mean, Kinsley's not going to put herself where she probably should go. I mean, both of you guys should be somewhere not near the top.
You're being asinine now, throwing me in there.
I wouldn't put myself at 2. I really don't know. I don't want to put Will at 2. But like looking through this list and like how teams did this week, like at the same time, don't want to put Mitch there, but I feel like I'd put one of the 2.
Well, you gotta pick one.
I mean, I don't know. Going off the stats, I feel like I'd probably put Will because he's had more consecutive, like huge points weeks. But Mitch, I do feel like you're up there too. Like, I mean, obviously being like tied for the top score, maybe the top score this week too. Growing up there. But I'd pick Will for 2.
Got Will at the 2 spot. Okay.
Okay.
Pretty boring top 2 so far.
I know. I'm not trying to go down the line either.
So is it do you pick? Do I pick?
No, I'll pick the 3rd here, and that's kind of making it tough on me because
you can't pick yourself, and I know you really want to.
I know that's my problem. I can't pick myself. I feel like my team's definitely better than Kevin's. We know Kevin's team isn't going to stay up here like this all year.
Kevin's team this week. Come on.
And I respect what Mitchell's done, but just because I'm sitting here talking to him on the podcast, I can't throw him in the top 3.
You can. And you
yeah, fuck it. Mitch, dude, I'll give you the 3rd spot this week. I mean, like I said, Solaire's not going to keep doing what he's doing, but Trout's a little bit underperforming. Trey Turner's going to come back.
Solaire was a World Series MVP. I mean, he's got that dog in.
I know. I mean, he was a monster, and we know Muncy can be a 4-point-a-game guy. I think Matt Olson's going to be a dog. Trey Turner's going to turn it around. Bryce Harper's going to be a boss. So your bats are there. You have a good core in your starting rotation, but it's not very deep. So if your core stays consistent, I think it'll take you a long way. So I'll put you at the 3 spot, and then that'll give you the spot for number 4.
4 spot. Let me pull up my note. So obviously, I think with the 4 spot, and this is not going to be a very popular pick, but I think I'm going to go with Brady.
Oof.
The guy that's at the bottom of the list for points scored this year?
Yeah, I am. I think you guys take the points scored, weigh that a little too heavily because someone could just have one really bad week and
He does it every week, Mitchell.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
It's not like he's got like 10 less points scored.
I mean, we'll see.
He has
I think
400 less points scored than Will and Logan.
I mean, I'm not putting Stroud there, and I just can't put you there because your team is fraudulent. So, but I do like your team, but I still put Brady there.
I mean,
put
if
you.
you're putting Brady there, I'm aware that your fantasy value rankings are just whack anyway, so I'm not too offended. Kinsley, you
Is
get the
that
number 5 spot after that.
I think you guys have a bad read on it.
I feel like I have to go with Ethan at this point, not because he's my husband, but like going through these, I
True.
mean, to your point of like, I don't know, we
Polluted.
keep talking about Bryce Miller a lot, but I feel like he did fairly well this week.
Polluted.
With the stats here, I would pick you.
I respect that, Kinsley. That's a good analytical decision. It makes sense.
I think it makes sense. It's just not ahead of Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be nice for the podcast and throw Mitchell at 3rd, and he actually sticks Brady at the 4 spot. It's kind of gross, but I guess that leaves me picking 6. I'll throw Kevin in there. I think that's an easy pick. He shouldn't fall further than that. His team's overperforming, in my opinion, but if it overperforms all season, then he'll be the freaking top dog. So, I mean, you can't hate him for too much just expecting these players to fall. Mitchell, that gives you the 7 spot here. And this is where the league rankings start.
It's a hot mess from here to the bottom.
Yeah, it's a clusterfuck.
Well, so this is rank 7, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just really tough for this one, but I think I'm gonna go with Hayden.
The jinx from God.
Yep. I think there's some fraudulent teams down there.
Yeah, and Hayden's going to be beating Austin this week. Sorry, he's going to be beating him.
Austin's team is fraudulent, but not near as fraudulent as someone else's.
Mm-hmm.
Kinsley, that gives you for picking the number 8 team in the league.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn between Cody and Shippy, but I feel like that I'd go with Cody. I feel like he's been on the upswing the past couple of weeks.
I agree. I don't think Shipman.
I'd go with Cody.
Yeah, I think Cody was expected to be bad, so he got a lot of early season hate, but he kind of keeps coming out to play some ball, and I want to say he was like 6th last week. So this puts him at the 8 spot, I believe we said. So he's fallen a little bit, but he definitely doesn't deserve to be in that bottom tier. He's been playing well.
I agree.
That's got me.
I think next it has to be Kinsley.
So I'm picking
Based on the stats, it's pretty close, but
I'm picking 9. I'm picking Austin. He shouldn't be falling this far down the rankings.
Oh my God, yes he should.
Nah, look, I get what you're saying about his fraudulent team. I'm kind of there.
Morel,
But
Anthony Opie, Ricker, all fraudulent. He's got one good pitcher. Two. I'll give him 2.
no, I'm with you. It doesn't look good. But like I said with Kevin's team doesn't look good, and it's amazing. So I can't hurt him for that. Austin's team definitely does not look good. The lineup looks like it's about to fall apart. And Jesus, that pitching is not looking good either. But I don't think he needs to fall out of the 9 spot. I mean, you get down here at the bottom, Alex's whole team's hurt. Benton couldn't hit water. He fell out of a freaking boat with his lineup. And then we got Kinsley down here. So, Mitch, I'll toss that to you to pick the number 10 team.
Ben is just free pickings. I mean, 141 points. Jeez.
With 10 starts, Mitchell.
yeah, that's the bad thing.
So next, I mean, I can't read that tiny screen, but
You got Kinsley, Alex, and Benton left.
easy. I'm gonna have to go with Alex. I think
9 or 8.
Well, I think he just had a little tough start to the season, but I think Alcantara will figure it out. DeGrom comes back. I like his bats. He's got Yoshida, Kalenic, Springer, Ramirez, like Orlando Arcia. I'm a big fan of. So, I think there's some potential there.
There's definitely potential. I'll give you that. I mean, it's a potential heavy lineup. It's just not shown up yet. So,
Yeah, and it might. So you never know.
yeah, and I think that's a fair 10 spot assumption. They got potential, it just hadn't popped up yet. So they're going to be down there until things change. But he could turn it around.
I mean,
Kinsley,
Sandy's not as bad as Manoa, but Sandy's been tough this year.
Ken, since you're not allowed to pick yourself, I'll pick the 11th team, and you're the 11th best team in the league. I'm not putting you below him.
God.
What Benton displayed this week was disgusting. I had to keep up with it every day. Scared to death. I'm going up against 10 starts. I had 5. I was like, I'm not going to be able to
Could have been scared. 10 starts is crazy.
Negative, 3 points, 2 points, 4 points. His pitching staff is awful, and his lineup is not there to back it up. His best hitter was Isaac Paredes. I mean, gross. So I'll put you at the 11th spot, Kinsley. So that gives you the honors of giving any justification as to why Benton needs to stay down at 12.
I feel like he started off the season with as one of the top 5 teams, put up a lot of points first week.
They were not that impressive.
But he started off strong, at least a lot of points. But to your point, Mitch, is points aren't everything, and then it's just been drop. It's been very slow decline.
I want to say he was top scorer for a pod one day. He's definitely been on the pod.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. But recently, the past couple weeks, it has not looked good.
No, and I don't know what's going to turn it around for him because he's been sending some trades that are just not good for the team. He needs a good, sturdy, consistent move.
I think Stroud just has the worst takes in the league. So he just takes these awful trades, and
he had the lowest number of points this week, 141 points this week.
Nolan Arenado for Sonny Gray. That's what it was, right?
Yeah. We had Taylor Ward and Puck thrown in there, but both of them have been dropped now. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. So I don't know. And I enjoy Benton. I like him when he's on the pod. He's a great fantasy asset, like everything that he brings to the chat. I want him to do well in the league. But when I look at this team, I don't see it doing anything. Now, he might squeak into playoffs just because he's been winning. But
I haven't kept up with the group chat in a little while, but whenever he used to talk in there, it would be malarkey. He has no idea what he's talking
about. Malarkey's a good word for it. I like that. Mitch, are you trying to pull off your inner Trevor Plouffe right now? You ever watch the John Boy podcast?
Is that his assistant?
He's on the podcast with him. Hold on.
But no, I don't. I've never watched the podcast. I watched their YouTube videos.
Well, yeah, their YouTube podcast. Here, I'm gonna hold on. I'll probably get this copyrighted off of YouTube, but I don't care. Check them out. It's you.
The one in the middle.
Yeah, dude, Trevor Plouffe. He's a legend.
Well,
that is all I got. Do you guys have anything else to add? Mitchell, you got any final words? Anything exciting going on in the league, or what you want to say?
Well, all I can really say at this point is it's been a nice run. But after this week, I think some things are going to change.
Yeah, you think the frauds are going to be proven fraudulent? You think you're going to glide your way back up to the top?
No, I just think some things are going to change this week.
Okay, I like it. Good, dark, mysterious.
I'm playing Austin, so we've already been talking about the matchup, some trades that we're going to do tonight about the matchup. Because I think at this point in the league, we have to kind of help each other out.
Oh, okay. I like it.
We'll see where that goes.
Yeah, it sounds like there's not going to be any drama caused from it.
No collusion, right?
Yeah, none. No drama at all.
This has nothing to do with collusion.
Kins, I'll leave that to you to end the podcast. You're playing Hayden this week.
Yeah, come on, cuz.
Yeah, it'll be a good matchup. I like both teams kind of started shit in the bed. They're both on the up and up.
Yeah,
Check the schedule yet? You got a lot of pitchers pitching for you or anything? Feeling good about?
I got a handful of 2 starts. I got to figure out if I want to start some 2 starts over some like solid 1 starts. So I'll be trying to think about that tonight and tomorrow. But it'll be a good day of us hanging out at the pool together and can talk baseball. But we're gonna try to get a win this week.
Yep. Everyone, have a great Memorial Day. Don't forget what it's about. It's for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Hope you enjoy that day off and really think about what it means. And have a great week of baseball. Mitch Kinsley, thanks for joining me. This
Thank
beautiful
you.
matchup podcast. We got a cat with aviators to end it. Mitch, if you get those aviators on her, I'll make it the thumbnail.
I don't know. Oh no, he squirmed out.
It's over. It's over.
Gone.
Well,
He's gone.
thanks everyone for checking it out. Like and subscribe. Once again, thank you guys for joining. Everyone have a great week.
Thank you. Bye.